to you about how you can massively improve or upgrade the quality of your live streams. Now, why are live streams important? Because I love to make videos, put them out onto YouTube, and I still stand by that and say that that's got the most longevity out of all the videos and things that I create. And people will still come back to me 5 years plus later and go, thanks so much for that video. You really helped me out. But it's not as interactive as it is if I do a live. Says me, who's sitting here with nobody watching at the minute. But let me continue. I've just been on a support call now with somebody, with a few people, and actually to get that interaction, it's I think more personal, and it's a better way to build know, like, and trust, even than standing on stage. Because if I'm on stage and there's 100 people there, you can't actually get to me and ask me a question very easily. But in a live stream like this, you can actually jump on, you can ask me a question in the comment, I can see it and come back to you. And actually, we're starting to build that relationship. And so for you to start, I mean, we all know we've got to be doing video now. Any kind of marketing online, video is absolutely king. And Lisa, hi there, good morning. So here's a classic example. Lisa's able to log in and speak to me on here. And I can interact with Lisa. And this is a great way. I already know Lisa, but this is a great way to just build a relationship, and way more interactive than a post would be, or even a video that you're watching on YouTube. So this is why live is so important. And I really encourage you to have a go at it if you haven't done any live streaming. And now what I wanted to just I'm saying here about how to massively improve that live streaming. That's what live streaming is and why you should be doing it. But how to massively improve this is through Ecamm Live. It's a fantastic bit of software. I'd just like 5 minutes to run you through and tell you what it does, or demonstrate to you what it does, probably easier. And then as you can see, my Ecamm Live Academy is a space where I'm actually teaching you how to do live streaming with Ecamm Live. Carries on from Cleveland. Audio's quiet. Interesting. Thank you. Looks about right my end. I'll just punch that up a little bit and see if that makes any difference. Lisa's learning at the dentist office. Somebody else, Robin's on. Oh, hi. Good to see you, Robin, from Brooklyn in New York. Fantastic. And actually what I'm doing here is Carrie's logged in from YouTube, and you guys have logged in from Facebook. This is one of the features inside Ecamm, is that we can restream out like this, and I can actually go out. I can't at the minute because I'm not set up with LinkedIn. I'm still fighting with them as to being given permission. But I can actually go stream from here to Facebook pages, to groups, to over to LinkedIn if I could get logged in, over to YouTube. So yeah, all of these different things, all of these elements that you can put together, let me just run through and show you what you can do here inside this. So firstly, I love to demonstrate to you the green screen feature. Now, I've got one of these pop-up screens behind me here, and it's always fun to just slide that thing up, and then whatever I've got preset to be my background automatically appears behind me. But if you don't want, so I mean, this is great if actually you don't have a lot of space and you don't have a nice studio to film in. This is, it ticks a lot of boxes for people trying to do that. I was talking to someone the other day who wanted branding up behind them. A really nice, easy way to be able to do that. But actually, even if you wanted to do a screen share like I'm doing here, it just, everything, sorry, that's from the last call I was just on. Everything takes it to the next level. And so I can actually run you through here. This is inside the Ecamm Live Academy. I can take you through here and I can talk you through all the different things that we would be doing. I might come back to this in a minute. I can also use this same kind of green screen feature if I were doing a slideshow. If I was doing a webinar, and rather than just being in a little box in the corner, now look at this, I'm all of a sudden sitting in here almost full size, and I'm able just to click through my slides like this. A fantastic way to do a presentation to an audience. Lisa's saying green screen was game changing. Yeah, notice that that's one thing when my comments come up, is that it goes behind me. So I'm a little bit big on that one. Yeah, Sylvia's saying wow. Sylvia's going to tell me off because I told Sylvia off some couple of years ago now, probably when we first got together, and Sylvia had got a green screen with a beach scene going behind her, and I said, no, don't use green screen. So here I am being the hypocrite, Sylvia, and using green screen. Um, but as you can see, it's wonderful for doing those kind of presentations and really getting yourself in there. And I can do green screen video now, which is a new feature. Couldn't resist that one. I'm going to show you the full length version of that inside the Academy. But so all of this is going on within green screen. Really, really useful. Flick that down. Let's come back to me as I was. A couple of other things that you can do well in here. And so, for instance, now I can use my phone, which is sitting at the side of me here, as a second camera. There are settings in here. This brings me on to another new feature that I can, for instance, play around with this saturation in here and adjust that. So then it brings me back to normal. That's not bad actually. And with the the latest iPhones and the cameras getting better, this is the rear-facing camera that I'm using. It's not as good as me using a camera. I still stand by that. But if you want to use your phone, you can use this now inside Ecamm. I've got some, Sylvia will like these ones, some cracking little features here. This is Snap Camera, and I can use Snapchat filters on here. So I can have some fun on here. I did one at Christmas actually, and I'd got a little Santa hat on and things. A good fun little way to have a go at this. The kids like this one. But I'm not going to do a sales call with that on. But loads of stuff you can do inside this. And I could either be doing it as a live stream like this. As I say, I'm going out here, I'm doing it live, I get the interaction. Sorry, I'm not sure what you're saying there, Robin. I missed what that comment was. I can do all this stuff. I can, have a great interaction on a live. If I don't want to do a live, then actually there's a record only feature inside here. So I can still use all these tools, go through this exactly the same way, but all I'm going to do is record it and it goes straight into my computer and I'm recording it in there and it saves me a load of time in editing. If I'm doing an interview, I can do that through here. This really is such a powerful tool and I love the thing so much, which is why I've put together this Ecamm Live Academy to really take you through it. So I reckon the vast majority of Ecamm Live users are only scratching the surface with what they can do. And we ran this academy for the first time September last year. And we had about 100 people come through it with us. And nearly all of them came out the end of it saying, wow, I've learned so much. I didn't know I could do that. And whether you put it into practice there and then, or whether it just stays up here as inspiration, it's a great way to... I've had people saying to me, yeah, but I've already watched all your Ecamm Live videos over on YouTube. But that's fine if you want to go and, how do you do green screen? Yes, you're going to find the answer to that. But if you didn't know green screen was a thing, then you wouldn't have found that. And so the beauty of this academy is partly that I'm going to inspire you. I'm going to show you things that you didn't know were possible. And all of this goes that when you start doing your lives like this, or even your videos that you're putting out, your audience are going to sit up and pay attention and go, whoa, who is this? How are you doing that? That's the power of what we're doing over here. How did I do the photo bomb? Very simple. I just, with everything as it sits here at the minute, I just recorded in my camera and did the clip of me coming in doing this, recorded that, brought it into my computer without any editing really. And then I can drop that in. So what you can do now inside Ecamm is you can have a video playing in the background. So that's a fun way of doing it. You could just, it might be that you, dare I say it, Sylvia, got that beach scene back up again. but you've got the branches swaying a bit because the thing is actually real and it's live, or maybe there's a window and there's cars going past, or an office scene. Instead of it being a static image behind you, you could put a video clip and loop it, and it just looks a bit more believable and authentic. So I just thought that was a fun way of demonstrating it. There are actually a whole load of stock videos that you can get and just play behind you. Some crazy ones, but yes, Sylvia, I will send you the link. Absolutely. I would have put it in the description. Because I'm doing this through Restream, it lets me pre-fill a title but not a description. So I will drop that in. So Mushy's asking, good question. Is there any equipment that you need to have before the class to get the most out of it? All seems overwhelming. I'm glad you've said that. That is the whole point to me of what this academy is. Ecamm is overwhelming. You know, there's so much in here. It's always going to be the case. It's a bit like when I remember years ago, first using Photoshop and going, whoa, what am I going to do with this? You know, the same is true with Final Cut Pro or any new bit of software you get. And so I am starting, what I'm going to do is literally, and let me share, I'm not going to share my screen because I'm not green screen now. I've just changed it back. On Monday morning, and it starts now, so it's the last couple of days really for getting into this. On Monday morning it starts, and in fact, actually, sorry, I'm just thinking here, you're watching this, Sylvia, you're watching this on my Facebook page. If you have a look at the banner at the top of this page and click it, you will see the link underneath there. And actually, could you do me a favor and pop it into the comments here? That would be really good. This is overwhelming, Mushy. You're totally right. And the whole point of this is I start on Monday, literally unboxing it. And I take you through the stages of it. I walk you around the navigation. And then, so I'm dripping out to you each day a series of videos and just walking you through it. And then we're doing a live every day where I'm coming on and answering your questions, setting you a challenge, getting you going. Katie's on. What's this? Getting started. Katie, that's the... Oh, okay, you're asking about the spec on the camera. Katie, would you mind putting the link into the Academy? That would be really good just to put that up here and let us have a look. Katie works for Ecamm and is partnering with us. You know, we're doing this together and it's going really well. But yeah, this isn't going to be overwhelming. I promise you. I'm going to take you through this in stages. We do 5 days of training where each day I'm giving you a new level of it, and we do get up to some advanced features, but you don't need to use them. But I am pushing you every day to do a live and actually to do an interview as well. And just keep this thing going and working along. And then you're going to get a second week, which is really your chance to go, right, okay, I got a whole load of information given to me last week. Now this week, while I'm in the group, while we're all here together, let's have a go at this. Thank you. Katie's just popped in the link on here. That's where you need to go, guys, to sign up to this. As I say, you've got until Sunday night. Katie, amazingly, the Ecamm team have agreed that anyone coming into this, so there is a basic plan. You can actually start on a 14-day free trial, but it's just watermarked. Then there is a basic plan that does most of what you need in here. But if you want to start doing things like I just did a support call out into Zoom, and actually I can take all of what I'm doing in Ecamm here and feed that out into Zoom, and I can do a support call out there. Or I could do a webinar out there. So there are features like that and 4K and a few other things that are part of a pro plan. And what the Ecamm team have agreed is that anybody that comes and joins us in the Academy will get a 40% discount off of the pro plan on an annual plan, which is actually worth $96. And this Academy is only $99. So you're getting this for free pretty much. So it's an amazing deal. And you also get an opportunity to win an Ecamm mug. We gave some of it. I didn't realize this merchandise is like gold. Everyone was going, I need one of those mugs. And we gave about 4 or 5 away last time for people that were, it's all done inside a Facebook group. And all the lives are done from in there. Just the chat, the place to be able to have a go and test your videos out. And what we did was just to encourage people, and those that through the week had been contributing the most, had been supporting people the most, had got stuck in and were doing the challenges, we sent them some of these mugs. So a little trophy for getting involved and working hard. Let's just have a flick back up these comments on here. Am I missing anything? Please fire anything in if you want to. I absolutely love it. Ecamm is an incredible bit of software, and I don't want you to get it and then think. What we found last time with the Academy was people saying, I've had this for 2 years, never used it, or I've just done lives with it and I didn't know that I could do all this other stuff. And that's my passion, is just really helping you get the absolute best out of this. And we'll take you through it in some very simple, easy to follow steps. Anything I've missed in here? So equipment, sorry, Mushy, I only half answered that. Equipment that you need in advance. The only thing I would suggest, if you want to, if you haven't got one already, might be a green screen to get involved and do those. I will mention that when we get into it, and certainly on Monday I'll be demonstrating, like I just did, how the green screen works. That might be worth grabbing hold of if you want one of those. I've got this Neewer one off of Amazon. I'll pop a link into it, but it's a pop-up one that just pulls up behind me here, so it's not permanently fixed up. That works really well. But actually, Mushy's wall is green. Works fine. Okay. Will it work? It may do. Have you not got Ecamm, Mushy? Have you tried it at all? We could have a play with it. If it works, great. Lighting, actually, this software's just got so much better, actually. 5 years ago, green screen was really fussy. In fact, 10 years ago, it was really fussy. It's actually getting a lot better now in the software, but it's getting the right green does help and make a difference. So and unless your walls are this kind of color green, it might be worth investing in one of these green screens. But if they are this color, then cool. So you're asking about the specs in there. Katie's replied to that one. A late 2014 Mac. Yeah, no, I was going to say that would be fine. I didn't realize you were saying that. Robin's asking about Restream. Not quite sure if that's a question. Restream is what I'm using here, and it just allows me to send a signal out to, well, as I said at the start, to multiple places at once, and the chat all comes back in here. I haven't got a window open for Facebook or for YouTube. My chat is all coming back in here into Ecamm, and I'm looking at this little browser in front of me. It's wonderful. Lisa's just put in here. Thank you, Lisa. The interaction of the group captured my learning. Love the challenge. So Lisa came through last time and is coming back through again. I love it. There's actually about 20 of the guys that came through the training last time that have said, I want to come back. Lisa actually said she knows there's some updates with Ecamm 3.3, and so she wanted to do this. Chris, excellent. Chrissy, were you already in, or have you just made the decision? I love it. Going to take the course on the 20th. It's amazing. Please do make sure, go over, sign up, get involved, get straight into the Facebook group, because already there's conversations going. I've just been in there and had a chat. I'm asking some polls in there, just asking people where they are in the world and different things like this. Bringing multiple telephone calls like a podcast. No, I'm not used to. I don't do podcasting, so I don't do just the audio. Ecamm will allow you to do that over video calls, and I know actually, Chris, there are a lot of people who. What am I trying to say? Multi-purpose? No. I'm sorry, it's getting late. That's bugging me. What's the word I'm after? Repurpose. They want to repurpose the content. So it starts off with a live video like this. And I could then take this, and if I wanted to, I could say, right, I'm going to do my chat at the start, and then I'm going to go, right, okay, guys, I'm going to now, from now for the next 10 minutes, I'm going to teach. And I don't listen to the comments. I don't post things on the screen. I just work my way through my training, and then I come back to the comments at the end, and I can chat away with people then. So actually what I've done is I've done a live, but then Ecamm will give me a local file of that, really high quality, because it hasn't had to go to the internet and back down again. It's just the local copy. I can chop the chat off at the start and the end, and then that becomes my YouTube video that I then put up. And that's my teaching video that's going to go to YouTube and stay there indefinitely. What I could do if I was set up, I don't do podcasting, and it's not crying out to me at the minute because everything's so visual in what I teach. I don't know how I would do this on a podcast. But there are people who take then that content and say, right, now I only want the audio and I'll put that onto a podcast. And I know there were people who came through the Academy last time around who didn't want to do a live, but they've used Ecamm to bring guests in on Skype. They've had, multiple guests. They've actually seen each other when they've chatted, so it's felt more comfortable to them. But that video feed hasn't gone anywhere. They've just purely taken the audio track from it and turned that into a podcast. Yeah, Bridgetti got the word for me, repurpose. You're probably sitting there going, oh, I know the answer. There you go. Katie's just said the same thing. Katie works for Ecamm. We have some people who just take calls, put their phone close to the microphone to bring it on. Interesting. You're going to lose quality that way. I think if someone's got a phone and they could, you could log into Skype on your phone. It's all about preparation. And if you've got an interview coming up, then, and this is all part of what I'm teaching inside the Academy is, I've got a check sheet on here that you do a week in advance and you're doing the day before maybe. But actually reach out to the person you're interviewing and nail this stuff, see what they're doing. Make sure they've got, in this case, you need Skype to come through Ecamm. Make sure that they've got an account on Skype and it's, that it's on their phone. And then they could just log in and you're going to bring that in and get as good a feed coming through as you would, you just don't need the video. So they could just sit in their lounge at home or wherever they are, chatting away to you, using their phone as if you were on a FaceTime call, ideally with some headphones and a microphone plugged into it. And then you're going to pull that feed through. I just think sometimes, if you're on a phone call to someone and there's no eye contact, it's not the same. So you could actually sit here really in your studio view with you on here, and you can be doing, so for instance, if I were to, bring me on here, let's just minimize that a bit. This is all set up from earlier. This is kind of how the experience would be, is you've got your person on there that is talking to you, and you're actually having this chat going on, but no one's going to see this because you're only taking the audio from it. Yep, totally doable. Bit of a hack, yes. Yeah, okay. So I see what you're saying. Yeah, if it was actually a landline rather than a mobile call, that works. Are you enjoying this, guys? Any questions? Anything I can help you with? I'm live streaming is the way forward. Video is the way forward, absolutely. But live streaming as a section of that is definitely the most powerful way to go. And look at this. If you'd have watched this as a how-to video, or if you'd just come across this on YouTube, I bet you wouldn't have commented or interacted. But because you're on here and I'm responding to your questions as they come up, it feels way more personal. And this is what you can be doing with your audience. And, yes, we're going to look at all the tech and all of this next week. But actually, if you've got questions about, how to do the actual live streaming itself or some tips on that, I can help you with that as well. I can help you with all the equipment. We'll have a bonus live where I will put all my cameras, lights, microphones in front of you and let you have a look at exactly what I'm using. And this is the way to go. There's no other training like this. Nobody else teaches Ecamm like this. This is the official Ecamm training. I do the videos that are over on the Ecamm help pages, and very closely work with Ecamm. In fact, we're going to Social Media Marketing World next March together, and you'll see me on their stand helping people out, really doing the same thing but doing it live. So if you're going to be at Social Media Marketing World in March, come and check us out, and I'd love to chat with you there. But right now, do jump on this, because we're literally doing it. Originally, this was going to be an online course, but we realized that this live interaction is really, people were saying, this is the way forward. Live training like this is definitely the way to go. So I send you off, you have a look at some videos, you come back into the group, and we carry it on from there. So yeah, we've deliberately done that. So the doors are open until Sunday night, and then the sales page that Katie put up in here is then going to turn back to a wait page, and the next time you're coming in, it will be the end of May, and then September will be the intake after that. Thank you, David. David was just on me. David was someone that came through last time around. He's going to be there. Okay, so David's another one who's coming back through. Super. I realise David, we were just talking actually. David said I won't be able to come on because I've got a busy week next week. But clearly he's decided it's worth coming on, and thank you. Good for you. There's so much that you can learn from here, and just being in a space where people are getting creative, and even if I were doing a one-to-one with you, and we're talking and we're going through things, sometimes being in that group when somebody else goes, have you thought of this? And I think, that's a good idea. I hadn't considered that. And all of a sudden we're bouncing off each other. So yeah, come and join us. Totally recommend it. Nobody has gone away from it saying that wasn't worth it. In fact, I've had people telling me it's way too cheap, but that's what we want. We want it as an accessible price point to get in. And as I say, there is an offer that for anyone who joins will be to get a 40% discount off an annual pro plan. So actually, the $99 that you're paying to get into the course, you're going to get $96 back, which is almost half the price of what your pro upgrade will be, if you want it. All right, so amazing opportunity, and I would love to see you over there. So thank you ever so much. I appreciate you all being on, and I will just hang on a second, because I know that certainly going out through Restream like this, there is probably about a 20-second plus delay in what I say. Brigetti, yes, group is definitely the way to go for training. I agree. We're loving it. And I really like this new feature. Katie, if you're still on. So when chats come on, you guys probably don't even know what I'm talking about, but I'm clicking on your comments to come up on here. Normally, until this last update, I would have had to then click that to make that comment disappear again afterwards. But this latest update in Ecamm, and thankfully because of me, I'm claiming it again, Katie. I asked for this update that is there a way for those comments to disappear after so many seconds? And there is a setting where you can make that come up, and by default it's 10 seconds and it will disappear. Amazing, love it. So many great ways. Look, I've got this little Stream Deck toy in front of me here that I can change through my screens at the click of a button. I can do a little loads of fun stuff that we can do with this, and I can start and stop my lives from it, so I don't need to be looking at my screen and looking for the small menu on there. I can work from this. That comes in as day 5. That is an advanced feature, and then along with that at the end there is how to go out to Zoom and things like that as well. But I'm going to leave it there. We're at 29 minutes. I didn't think I was going to be this long. Love the updates. Yes, absolutely. So do I, and we'll unpack them all and you'll see them all in action. So I look forward to seeing you. Be an absolute pleasure. It worked, didn't it, Katie? Yeah, I'm really excited about this. This is one thing that I do that definitely gets me excited, and I love getting on the calls. I love getting questions fired at me, and I'm throwing back the answers and dealing with it live. It's draining. I know that come the end of the week I'll be shattered, but I wouldn't change it for the world. So I'm looking forward to it. Guarantee you'll love it. Check that link out that's in the description. Come and join us next week. Any questions, pop it down here. If you're watching this in the replay, you've got till Sunday. All right, all the best. I'm going to say bye. Yeah, hope to see you all there. Katie is there doing an amazing job alongside me, shielding the questions. And yeah, thank you, Brigetti. You have a lovely evening. I'm actually out 15 minutes. So I'm about to get picked up by a friend and we're out for a curry and a beer. So I think I've earned it. I'm looking forward to it. So if there's radio silence from my end, it's because I'm off. All right, all the best.